Thank you for joining us here today. This is the December episode, December 12th of the Sweet and Sassy Show podcast, episode number 25, Redemption number 2, Shifting Your Biggest Limitations into Assuming Your Reality. Last month's episode was also about redemption, and we're just going to roll with where the conversation goes. It always turns out beautifully. I have with me Molly Lowe, LinkedIn business queen here, and she has some exciting things to share with us today.
All right. So listen, redemption to me sets it up as the opportunity for us to get a second chance. Now, here's the thing. Right now, I am in the midst of several different joint ventureships, and there's a lot of growing pains. I also feel like sometimes when we're in our redemption era, which happens cyclically in my world, I just want to like zip through, not feel all of the feels. I want to just bypass all of the not so good feelings. But I really feel like when we think about redemption tied to our current reality, a lot of the times our redemption story is based in how we can give ourselves that space, that compassion, that self love, to feel all of the feels, right? Because you think of, like sometimes you think redemption is like, oh, yay, and this is gonna be like my winning story, and it can be, but for me right now, if I'm listening to how that word redemption feels to me aligned to my reality, redemption is, girl, sit with your feelings, let it feel. What is it trying to show you? What lessons are there available to you?
Yes.
And then when you're ready, then here's your second chance. Like, it's really not the end of the road. You have plenty of time. We there's so many times that I feel like, even for me, my mind goes to, I don't have enough time, or like, this is so definitive, right? Like, it has to happen like this, or it has to happen like that. And that's not the case. So I will leave it there when I think
Yeah.
about redemption and my reality, and just not trying to bypass all the feelings or
Uh-huh.
the thoughts, and listening in and honoring all of that.
Uh, you can't have one without the other. You have to have the beauty and the pain. It's all of it. I just said that in my group this morning with someone else's group, actually online. Just said just that. And all the notes I have here totally align from already what was written down before we sat down for this conversation. Ah, the world and the universe has been shifting. As we said, the last time we recorded was October 9th, and we are now recording here again in November for December. But the world has been shifting. And one of the things that I already had written down was gratitude for what is. I actually asked in the group too as well. What I'm asking for was asking for tips about being on your own altogether. Like I'm the youngest of six kids. I was in a relationship for 18 years. I was in another relationship recently for the past year, and I was asking for actionable tips of sitting with the discomfort of, even though I know I tell myself I'm not alone, because I'm not alone. I have beautiful people all around me and support that I've built around me. So, like, just asking actionable tips for having gratitude, what is, sitting with all the feelings. I've asked other people before, how do you move forward from the feelings of, the discomfort of ending anything, you know what I mean? Anything that comes to an end. And the answer was the same thing, simple, just sit with what is. And that
Mhm.
is talking about, too, another thing I listened to recently about your current reality, and that you assume your reality because you do have the power to create it. And that takes letting go of control. The next thing is allowing and receiving. We've talked about it all the time, but that it goes all hand in hand with this is the other quote that I got from that whole allow and receive concept. We talk about letting go of control all the time. Safety is found in surrender, not control. That was from another group I'm participating in. Um, and all of it goes in with you create your reality by showing up as your future self, asking yourself questions. Asking yourself questions, you're always debunking fact or fiction, what is truth, what is real. And the other thing I had on a note here too was what we talk about first in my one-to-one program is your perception. You know, you're looking at things the wrong way. You have to shift your focus, actually, too. That's what my recent presentation was about, presence and priorities. So, yeah, the allowing and receiving, stepping back to um, evolve and expand in order to ascend. Um, Yeah, you do it. You do you, owning who you are, showing up the way you want to show up. And like I said, pursuing you, assuming the reality that what you desire already exists and it's just yours to grab a hold of it. That whole concept in its own is just the main focus of everything. Being able to just be with what is, no matter what it is that has come into your world. You know, we all know that everything happens exactly when it's supposed to. But being able to just sit with it, no matter what it is, and all of those principles, I guess, come with it. So wherever you'd like to go from there.
You literally took the word out of my mind, right out of my mouth. Perception. That was really what I was going to share too, is that that is part of what I'm feeling right now, and my reality is like, great. I have such a wonderful, these are blessings of being able to have people who want to be joint venture partnerships with me. And right, I need to be able to see the perception of that, of like, okay, light and dark. It's not always good or bad. It's just light and dark. And I love that you talked about that duality, because as you know, I'm really big on masculine and feminine
Oh,
energies, and
yeah.
that's the way that we look at things. And so when you said allow, receive, that's very much the feminine side of it.
Mhm.
And I lean when I am feeling all the feels, feeling like I need to like work through things. I have noticed that one of the things that if you're not doing it now is to when you're feeling like your perception of your reality is not what you want it to be, it's a really great time for you to just tab that in your mental mind, or even write it down in your journal, because increasing self-awareness around like, oh, this is how I respond when I am in my redemption story, or whenever I'm feeling all the feels and it feels really uncomfortable. This is how I tend to gravitate towards. For me, I have this habit which is double-edged, okay? It's really great until it's really not great, to overwork. I'm that type of person. I will just put in work. I will and let me share something funny. Of course, being a LinkedIn expert, when I feel like I am trying to fast forward through my emotions, you will find me prospecting on LinkedIn. It is a
Oh,
very mindless task. It is
huh.
super easy for me, and I can go into a complete zombie mode where I just go on LinkedIn,
Huh.
connect with all of
Interesting.
my ideal clients. Yeah. And I didn't know that that was what I gravitated towards as a response mechanism to feeling whatever dark side of my perception of my reality is. And so I would definitely say that when you are trying to clock how you're feeling in the moment, and like you said, when you're like, okay, it just is what it is, and you're honoring that feminine side of you, it really is just like sitting and breathing and allowing those emotions to be present. And quite frankly, I breathe through it because I have to do breath work to like just release some of that
Totally.
energy through. And I also know that my knee jerk reaction when I am feeling slightly overwhelmed, or if I'm not getting the results that I want fast enough, I'll be like, oh, I'll just do some prospecting on LinkedIn, and you will find me just pounding the LinkedIn lead generation because that is what that my masculine energy likes to do to like
Huh.
numb myself. So it's the strangest thing, but like I said, it's not always a bad thing because I'm
I
processing,
was gonna
you
say
know?
it's I don't think it's a bad thing, but it's very interesting that you know what you tend to go to in those
Yeah.
moments.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and this goes into the other thing too, not exactly the same, but who are you in the scary times? You know, how do you show up either way, whatever it is, in times of doubt and uncertainty? Um, Having gratitude, like you said, for what, like we said, don't deny your reality. Don't deny that what's happening is actually happening. That's what the main concept was, is that we spend way more time in the present, in the reality of denying something is not actually happening versus actually just being like you said, it is what it is, what it is, and move on from it. So yeah, that's like we spend more time and energy and give more energy and attention to that than spending more time in gratitude and appreciating what we have and appreciating going through the difficult times as well. I say all the time my health issues, and actually I'm going to stop there. Not using the things that define us. The chronic back pain and diseases I've dealt with since I was 16. Not saying my. I hear people say all the time, my back pain, my I don't know, problems, challenges, whatever. I'll even go further. Like, we tend to talk more about our problems. It's not saying that you can't talk to somebody about your problems, but we spend more energy and attention talking about our problems versus actually shifting in the opposite direction of doing what's best for us, actually. So yeah, the who are you in the scary times? How are you showing up? Another thing that came up was um you will prevail, choosing to prevail in the situation, that you have faith and trust, actually, that things will all play out the way that they're supposed to. And you just have to, again, those fears or doubts, I say they're signals, they're smoke alarms going off, telling you to pay attention. So it goes back to the gratitude for having gratitude for what you have. Um, but saying instead of why me, not that you would most often say that, but the concept, the thought of why me or why is this happening, saying try me to te I was like, oh, I had never heard that before. So being able to know that you will prevail and in the moments of the doubt, instead of thinking why me, just tell yourself, okay, go ahead and try me. I'm going to prove you wrong on this one.
I
Very
love that.
important. Yeah.
No, I love that. That again, it goes right back to that's such a healthy, like a divine masculine way of responding to your reality or the challenge. And I love that tip of like not saying mine, because when you said that, when we say my, it's almost like when I heard you say that, it felt like it sounded like when you say my, you are giving a sense of empowerment to
Yes.
the problem, right?
Exactly.
The
Yes.
challenge, the hurdle, the temporary pain, the emotions that don't feel
Yes.
the greatest, right?
Yes.
And when you strip away mind, you strip away the I'm no longer owning this. I am just acknowledging that it's there. That's
Uh-huh.
it's not the my.
Uh-huh.
And I love that so much, Jen. And so when you had mentioned like, hey, here's the masculine approach of like, I dare you to change. Yeah, like
Yeah.
here's the challenge.
Yeah.
I also thought of one of the things that I like to do and is when I'm feeling like, okay, you know what, I need to sit in the allow and the just the current present moment of feeling, hearing, seeing what I'm all of the things.
Mhm.
I like to delegate doing side
Oh,
to
I
God
can
and the
see that.
universe.
Thinking about with my kids, if I'm in a time of like feeling a stressed out situation, whatever, I will delegate too. I'll just sit around and tell people what to do. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. But it's such a beautiful way for us like that.
It's
It
fine.
is because,
Oh,
yeah, if you're anything like me, like I love delegating, but I also need to learn how to continue letting go of the control of some things, right? And so like the things that I know is I'm doing my part, but it's like, God, universe, you got me, right? Like, I am delegating this to you this month. Cool? Like, we're good, right? And
Oh,
so
I
I
love it.
love that.
Okay. I wanted to just add because that's, when you let things have power over you, the my thing, whatever that's attached to, you're letting it define you. And I said instead to own you, I say own who you are. And you already, again, we're saying that it was written here and I hadn't said it yet. Uh,
Beautiful.
your diseases or your problems, yeah, they don't define you. You are not all of it. I honestly can say I hear this said very, very often. I work still 23 hours a week in physical therapy. I hear it in people's conversations across the room of talking about the past, talking about my diseases, my back pain, whatever it is. I hear it with my clients. That one applies, though. That one applies. They are my client.
That's the right type of my.
Exactly. Yes. So here's the other concept that has been showing up in the places and spaces I've been hanging out in for the past few weeks. Um, back to uh, assuming your reality, truth and trust with who you are, with honesty and faith. You're asking yourself questions. Um, doing more by saying less. Okay. So, like showing up in your truth, redemption, basically, like owning who you are, what we've already been talking about, rewriting your story. Um, you don't have to prove your value or your worth to be deserving of anything. So the concept was we were talking about doing more, being more, thinking more. Everything is just more, wanting more, needing more, right? That's what we were talking about. And the conclusion to it was do more by saying less. So, like in business, saying less in business conversations, only say what is necessary to say, let the rest take care of itself. Less is more in that concept. Um, not necessarily like telling people what you're going to do or how you're going to show up, just showing up, doing the thing, and not having to prove yourself about anything, or the perfectionism, all of those things that come up. So that was the whole encompassing concept with that. To You don't have to do to deserve that comes up quite a bit, that whole concept. And when you dive more into perfectionism, that you don't even know subconsciously you're doing it, that you subconsciously think that you have to do more to earn more and be more, and you don't. So just show up as you and own who you are, basically.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'll leave with this too.
Yeah,
I think sometimes we're always searching for the best version of ourselves, which we assume is this future version. But
right.
what if the highest version of ourselves is actually right here, right now for us?
Yep.
What if there's nothing to chase? What if it just is? What if we are already who we need to be right now, right here, to do all the things and be everything that we needed to be right now?
100%. 100%. That's everything that's been going on in this shifting universe for the past month of exactly what you just said. And without any notes in front of me or anything, that's what we keep talking about is being in the now. You only have now. Whether you like what's happening or not, you only have now. All the things, the beauty and the pain. So redemption is showing up when you, redemption is being able to show up in the scary times over and over and over again. And the part of all the truth and trust with yourself is knowing that that's what you're going to do. You know that every time something comes your way, that's what you're going to do. You're going to show up, you're going to sit with the feelings, and you know that you're going to move through or past that obstacle or that speed bump in your life. So, All right. This has been super fantastic. I believe we gave lots of, actionable things along with these amazing philosophical conversations we've been having. Stay tuned for the next episode to air by the second Friday of every month. Again, this is the December episode of Redemption. Shift your biggest limitations into assuming your truth and reality. Live from the end, actually. I'll throw that in there. Living from the end. Picture everything, visualize it, feel it in your body, actually. Think it, feel it, visualize it, because everything that you desire already exists within you. It's just a matter of you to tap into it. It's sitting there waiting for you, and that's what's going on with everything here. So, another month, we will see you in a month and be excited to talk about more of the amazing shifts that are going on in our worlds and sharing them with you. Thanks, Molly.